What up, YouTube? It's your boy Antonio Long, aka In the Mind of All, coming to you with another video. So I'm going to do something a little different today. This is my first reaction video, and I'll be doing a reaction to a video that I stumbled across just a few days ago called The Secret Covenant, allegedly written by J.D. Rockefeller. So you definitely don't want to miss this. Stay tuned for my commentary immediately following the video. Let go.
You guys, I want to share with you the secret covenant that you might or might not have heard about. The secret covenant was created by none other than the Rockefellers, and maybe even someone even higher than them, let's be honest. But this is their secret covenant and their clause of things that they wanted to follow. And if you're a conspiracy theorist or a critical thinker and you're aware of what's been going on in the world, you're going to know exactly how suitable this is. This is written word for word, and I want to read it to you. Okay, so bear with me. The secret covenant. An illusion, it will be so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. We'll create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be accomplished one drop at a time so as to never bring suspicion upon ourselves. This will also prevent them from seeing the changes as they occur. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute. We will work together always, and we will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so that they will never see what's happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their mind. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths, and they will destroy their minds and reproductive system. From all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information. The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them and what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons, for they can see far. We will teach them that the poisons are good with fun images and musical tones. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons. They will see our products being used in the film and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them that it's for their help. We will start early on. When their minds are young, we will target their children with what the children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their mind and steal their future. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them sicker and cause other diseases, for which we will create yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. They will go depressed, slow, and obese, and when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention toward money and material goods so they many never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games so that they may never be one with the oneness of it all. Their minds will belong to us and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish the governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. We will always hide our objective but carry out our plan. They will perform the labor for us and we shall prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be always pure, for it is the way. We will make them kill each other when it suits us. We will keep them separated from the oneness by dogma and religion. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. We will grow them kindly and gently, letting them think that they are guiding themselves. We will foment animosity between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whichever suits it best. We will make them rip each other's hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend. The hate will blind them totally, and never shall they see that from their conflicts we emerge as their rulers. They will be busy killing each other. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbors for as long as we see fit. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths. They shall repeat this over and over until our ultimate goal is accomplished. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger through images and sounds. We will use all the tools we have to accomplish this. The tools will be provided by their labor. We will make them hate themselves and their neighbors. We will always hide the divine truth from them. They were all one. That they were all one. This they must never know. They must never know that a man's color is an illusion. They must always think that they are not equal. Drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their land, resources, and wealth to exercise total control over them. We will deceive them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom they will have. We will establish a money system that will imprison them forever, keeping them and their children in debt. When they shall band together, we will accuse them of crimes and present a different story to the world, for we shall own all the media. We will use our media to control the flow of information and their sentiment in our favor. When they shall rise up against us, we will crush them like insects, for they are less than that. They will be helpless to do anything, for they will have no weapons. We will recruit some of their own to carry out our plans. We will promise them eternal life, but eternal life they will never have, for they are not us. The recruits will be called initiates and will be indoctrinated to believe false rites of the passage to their higher realms. Members of these groups will think that they are one with us, never knowing the truth. They must never learn this truth, for they will turn against us. For their work, they will be rewarded with earthly things and great titles, but never will they become immortal and join us. Never will they receive the light and travel the stars. They will never reach their higher realms, for the killing of their own kind will prevent passage to the realm of enlightenment. This they will never know. The truth will be hidden in their face, so close they will not be able to focus on it until it's too late. Oh yes, so grand the illusion of freedom will be that they will never know that they are our slaves. When all is in place, the reality we will have created for them will own them. This reality will be their prison. They will live in self-delusion. When our goal is accomplished, a new era of domination will begin. Their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs we have established from time. But if they ever find out they are our equal, we shall perish. This they must never know. If they ever find out that together they can vanquish us, they will take action. They must never ever find out what we have done, for if they do, we shall have no place to run, for it will be easy to see who we are once the veil has fallen. Our actions will have revealed who we are, and they will hunt us down, and no person shall give us shelter. This is the secret covenant by which we shall live the rest of our present and future lives, for this reality will transcend many generations and lifespans. This is a secret covenant. This is why it's so important to learn about this, because when you learn about this, you create a life outside of the system. When you're aware of it, you can no longer be controlled. When you know what they want to do, you no longer fall into the traps from health, money, empowerment, purpose, higher vibrations, the music that you're listening to, the food that you're eating, the things that you're consumed with, the video games, the porn. All of this is all a distraction to keep you easily controlled. And once you know, when you change that, exactly like they said, they fear it. Because the more of us that rise up and are aware of what's happening, the more they lose their control, which is exactly what they don't want. And this is why we're recreating what the generation is going to look like. And this is why we're all waiting for the uprise, because we know that this entire plan is going to crumble.
So I had to cover this video. If it weren't for the fact that everything that was spoken about in that video can be seen across the board, and it may not be seen to those who are, I guess, asleep, so to speak, but it's definitely seen across the board to those of us who have opened our eyes, or who are awakened, or whatever you want to call it. I was trying to really contain myself, because it's very unnerving, to say the least. And every aspect of our existence as the video, as they stated, is highly choreographed. And I've been saying this for a while, just based off of, things that I've discovered, studying, researching, going down a rabbit hole, paying attention to what's happening around me. Is it not true? Can we not see it? I mean, think about, the first thing is the food, the chemicals that I've spoken about many times. We see the evidence of it, because almost all of the people who have lost their lives, it's been because of some poison, because of something related to the food or the chemicals that's in our products, that's in our water, in the air we breathe, cancer, one of the leading causes of death. So many things that contribute to our demise in a physical sense, you know. And we look at how they was talking about we'll start when they're young, and think about when we're young, you know, we get our measles and our mumps shots, we get all of these vaccinations. After the mom gives birth, the baby has to be taken away and be given shots, to be given all of these different things that they have to be given. So they say. Now, although we know that the parents have a right to say no, but a lot of people don't know their rights. A lot of people think that because they say that we have to get these things, then it's so. We see the hidden messages. We see the programming that's found in cartoons. We all have experienced it. And again, the food, the cereal. I know when I was younger, you know, I liked Fruity Pebbles, I liked Trix, I liked Cocoa Puffs, all the things that we like as kids, Corn Flakes, Frosted Flakes, all of these different cereals that taste good, that are appealing to us as children. But when you get a little older, I mean, I may have eaten like some Raisin Bran as an adult here and there, but some of your more sugary cereals, some of the things that are proven to contain chemicals, different things that aren't good for you, you know, the dyes that are found in a lot of the snacks and things that even us as adults consume on a regular basis. You know, a lot of things I have really just let go of eating over the years, you know, especially over the last 4 or 5 years. It's even in our music, you know, like they said, they're gonna control us with frequencies and sound, things that control your energy, your emotions. You know, a lot of people listen to rap music, violent music, breakup music, sad music, angry music, so many different things that not only control the narrative or control us from a physical and emotional and mental stance, but also things to keep us distracted, such as, like they said, fornication and desires and pleasures. I mean, things that glorify money, things that glorify sex. We're distracted by pornography. We're distracted by, you know, busting so many different things in the places and the spaces like Christianity or different other religions that religious texts speak about purity or sin. Even in those spaces, you find manipulation, even though it may speak about some truth, but there's like half truths, you know, and a half truth is basically a lie, you know, but we're left to, you know, kind of put the pieces to the puzzle together. I know I have, just through looking at different religious texts, looking at ancient texts and different things. You have so many different texts that give an account for why we're in the state that we're in. You have the Bhagavad Gita, you have the Epic of Gilgamesh, you have the Emerald Tablets of Hermes, you have, oh my God, the Gnostic texts, you have the Apocrypha texts, all the lost Gospels, so many different texts that speak about a lot of these things. One would think that this is a flesh and blood type of thing that's happening, and though it may appear to be a flesh and blood type of war or person that's speaking about this control, as I look a little deeper, just knowing what I already know about the Anunnakis and knowing what I know about the Nephilim, and even the Bible speaks about these deities or fallen angels, so to speak, that took the women, the human women, for themselves, you know, and procreated. So all of these different bloodlines have been established. I don't believe that this is a flesh and blood entity that is controlling. I believe that this is a spiritual force, that this is a dark force, and not necessarily a being that is above us or over us or higher than us, as we would assume. But as they stated, we're all one, and we don't even know it. the movies, although there's truth there, but they just said, there'll be things hidden in plain sight, things that are in religious texts, things that are in the movies, and like I said, the music and commercials, symbolism. But if one day we should realize the truth or figure out the truth, they know that it will be the end of their demise. Now, these deities and these dark forces are masquerading as people in high places, such as our government, the entertainment industry, these large corporations that pretty much run everything in the world, not just America, but everything. And I'm talking a couple hundred people and their families, that run 8 billion people on the planet. And we never see them, we don't hear them. So we hear about the artists, we hear about the entertainers, we hear about the government, the presidents, the elected officials, the different people and the systems that they have in place. We look at them as though they're the head, but I believe that they're hierarchies. And they even talk about how they will even take those of us, make them their agents, and they'll reward them with money, and they'll reward them with all of these things, and they'll think that they have power. They'll think that they're going to be, that they're on the same side, but really they're just all puppets. And I hate to say it because there's so many entertainers that I love. I'm a creative, I'm an artist, but so many people have forsaken the light. They've forsaken themselves, and some people do it out of ignorance. And I think some people do it knowingly. I believe that this is happening. One of the reasons is because who we are. And this is a spiritual war. Now, we know about the war that they say was in heaven. And that's what I'm talking about, the war between light and dark, good and evil, supposedly between so-called Satan or Lucifer and the angels of heaven and his fallen angels. And we think of heaven being like this foreign place or this place far away, but heaven is really just the sky up above, and it is really just something that's happened in other places, on other planets. And these deities, these angels, and these so-called demons, or whatever you want to call them, they are more or less extraterrestrials, and there's so many different types of extraterrestrials, and they're different types of beings. The term Anunnaki really is just those who came from heaven to earth. Yeshua came as someone to actually try to enlighten people and wake people up. But they even said in the video, when they try to wake up or people try to share the truth, they'll be killed, they'll be ridiculed. And think about how far-fetched it is from people's mind today. The things that even I'm saying, I know they'll say that I'm crazy, or I know they'll say that I'm a conspiracy theorist, and so many other people that they say that about, because most people are so brainwashed, they're so caught up in the illusion. And like they said, this is an illusion. And not only is it an illusion, we're given the illusion of freedom. The illusion of freedom. And so a lot of the things that we fight for, even now, rights, so-called rights, and the things we're protesting for now that's happening because of Trump and so many different things that are going on, not to say that it's not valid, but I think that there's a bigger problem at stake. There's a bigger issue at stake on another level, and this is only a part of it. And so we fight for these freedoms, and even that's a distraction. And I've been saying in my last few videos how I feel like everything is a distraction, or can be a distraction. But my understanding was not always this. But as I've dug deeper, and I don't know everything, none of us do, but I think that the handwriting is on the wall. And like they said, it's hidden in plain sight. And I've been saying this, it's hidden in scripture, it's hidden everywhere in plain sight. So I just wanted to do this video to bring some awareness. I can't say that I 100% know that those words are accurate from the source that they're saying it's from, but how much of scriptures, religious texts, even ancient texts that we know is 100% accurate? I think that there are half truths, and I think that there are things out here that is meant to trip us up so we get confused, so we don't know. But it's until you dig, until you actually go within yourself and just know from, I guess, discernment in a sense, but also we look at the proof that's in the pudding. And when you open your eyes to what's around you, I really believe that it's not far-fetched. It's not something that is just hidden from the masses. I think that we've been just blinded. We've been blinded through mass manipulation. We have been blinded on so many levels, and there's like on every end, from the things that we consider entertainment, the things that we find pleasure in, because these things make us feel good, and our senses, I've been saying, a lot of these things cater to our senses, but also what they've done to our mind, what they've done to our pineal gland through the chemicals, through like the toothpaste, the fluoride, through the water, you name it, through the toxins, through the metals that they spoke about. This is not the things that they said in that video is nothing a lie. Now we can question the source, but if you really look, if you really pay attention, is anything that's being said a lie? We've been distracted and turned against each other, and not just black against white. I mean, all people. Like they say, is really, color is even an illusion, because we're all beings of light. They're all divine entities. They're not above us. They are flesh and blood beings who have figured out a way to manipulate, and they are advanced beings, but nonetheless they're not anything different from what we are, except for they're on a dark path, and they know that they have a day of reckoning. And that's something that the Bible even speaks about, yet they've used so much, even just in the Bible, to manipulate us. There's so many schools of thought. It's so many things that I thought and I felt upon my spiritual journey, and as I begin to open my eyes, and I've discovered that there are levels to being awake. Everybody talks about woke culture, and it's so taboo, and it's has such a negative connotation, I guess, because of some people who have perpetrated or who have put out certain things. But I mean, to be woke or to be awakened or enlightened or whatever you want to call it is simply being able to see through the bull, being able to see through the illusion. And I know that it's an illusion, and I am further compelled to just try to get that out, because oh man, it's something, y'all. It's really something. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. If you come across this video or any content on this topic, really just take some time to dig deep and just kind of say, wait, because we've all been a victim, all of us. And not only have we all been victims, but we've all contributed to it. But what does the scripture say? My people perish for a lack of knowledge. And we perish from a lack of knowledge. And it's not just about this physical body, I think, because there is life after death, what we call death. And that's another distraction. That's another thing that they use as if this is the end all, but it's not the end all. And it is a cycle. And think of how long this has been going on, over and over and over and over. It's a cycle. And but I'm glad I could get that out. I want to know your thoughts. What you think about that video? I mean, is it something that you feel is far-fetched? Is it something that you feel could be true? I would definitely love to know your thoughts. And if you do understand where I'm coming from, if you can relate, or if that resonates with you in some way, I encourage you to get the word out to people, because we are dying at a rapid rate. I mean, and it's crazy, because it's like nobody really seems to, a lot of people don't really seem to question. We just accept whatever is handed to us. We accept whatever news they tell us. We accept whatever. I mean, I had to take some antibiotics for a tooth infection that I had, and I have never taken antibiotics before. They gave me amoxicillin, and I've been taking it now for going on 4 or 5 days, for about 4 days, and like my body, I could tell that my body is not reacting to it is foreign to my body, and my stools have been, kind of loose since I've been taking it. I've had like insomnia in some ways, haven't been able to sleep very much, and been urinating a lot. And I wasn't doing that before. You know what I mean? Medications have side effects, but they've given us these medications, and a lot of time the medications will be like a band-aid for ailments that we may have, but it causes damage in the future. And the thing is, they want to keep our lifespan short. The lifespan of a human being used to be hundreds of years old. But now we're not living as long, and it's because of the chemicals. It's because of these things. And I said in my previous video, it's not about us living a long life necessarily. They know the more time that we have on this planet, the more time we have to discover the lie, and more time we have to discover the truth about ourselves. Because as they said, we're all one. We're all one. And they don't want us to understand that. We have these people in high places who are actually controlled by, these forces, people that are really not people, that are not human, seriously. And the bloodlines of these Nephilims, these dark forces, these so-called fallen angels, these extraterrestrials, these people, and these bloodlines still exist to this day, and they doing blood sacrifices. We've heard about it. We've heard about the Illuminati and all of this stuff. But the thing is, we look at like Jay-Z and Beyonce and these people like they're the top of this so-called Illuminati or whatever, but that is just a cover. Not to say that they're not being controlled, not to say that they're not agents, because I do believe many of them are, but they're not. It is a hierarchy here, and so we need to get the word out to people. We need to start going with them. We need to start opening our eyes. It's important that we do, because how many of us have to die and perish without knowledge? And the last thing I'm going to say, I know a lot of people don't believe in reincarnation, but I have investigated this. I have studied it. I have looked at it, and I'm a skeptic. I don't just jump at anything or believe just anything. I really go over things, and just because I believe it doesn't make it true, but I think the evidence and the proof is out there that reincarnation is a thing. In fact, the early Christians, before the canonized Bible as we know it today came about, and that came about because the Roman Catholic Church or Constantine, they all decided what would go in this Bible. Before, it was people who was giving their accounts of things, traditions and things that were passed on, different gods that people worship, all of these different things, and experience what people saw in the sky when people saw extraterrestrials, which is also in the Bible, but it's hidden in plain sight. You wouldn't even think it. You know what I mean? But like, people was giving their accounts of what they seen, their testimonies, and they were reporting it to, Constantine or the council or whatever, and they was deciding what was going to go in the Bible. But a lot of these people were murdered. The truth that they was talking about was hidden, was buried. So people start burying their testimony. They start burying what they knew. That's why we find in ancient texts, even up until this year or last year, we're constantly finding ancient texts. We're finding scrolls. We're finding tablets, all types of things, y'all. And because people start burying this stuff because they knew they wanted people to know, but they knew if they would give it to them, they would just bury it or hide it, or they could lose their life. The early Christians believed and knew about reincarnation. Now we're told that reincarnation and so many other things is New Age. Like it's something new. But the thing is, Christianity is among the newest religions out here. Is one of the youngest religions. You know what I mean? A lot of the things that the early Christians knew about, they knew, and it was there before, long before Christianity. The ancient texts that are being found and that has been found, they predate the Bible. They predate those scriptures by thousands of years, a lot of them. You know what I mean? But we're told that that's New Age. But really, what is it? You know what I mean? And none of us have all the answers, but I think if we put our minds together, and that's what they fear the most. They fear us putting our minds together. They fear us like really coming together and really loving ourselves and knowing ourselves. Because if once we figure it out, they said it in the video, once we figure it out, they fucked.